House flower, yes. The side of SlumFlower you don't know, it's house flower. I wash plates all the time. My mom doesn't rate me. My mom's one of those people, yeah, like I could literally have like 500 million followers or something, she'll still make me wash plates. It's sad, but it humbles you. I feel like in this life, you need something that's gonna humble you, and that's washing plates. House flower, but you know what? I won't be house flower. If I'm using Peckham levels, I'll be studio flower. You know, because the thing is, I do want to be a fashion designer, but my problem is that I don't have space in my house. So for anybody who knows about fashion design, you've got to do pattern cutting. And let's say you're making a pair of trousers, the pattern will be the length of the trouser. And if you've got a small table, or if you're using the dining table, and if you're Nigerian, you know about jollof rice stains on your work. I'm not trying to have jollof rice stains on my professional industrial patterns, and I can't make any patterns at home because I have no space. But knowing that Peckham levels exist means that if I were to be a fashion designer, I would hire out a small space, have a table so I can cut my patterns, and have another table for my sewing machine and my embroidery machine maybe, and that alone is enough for me. I think just having space gives you more room to dream bigger, because I feel like most of us work from our tiny bedrooms or work from our laptops. I feel like it's just not enough as a creative person. It's just not inspiring to be in a crowded room. But if you're in an empty space and you know that you're in a space where everyone around you is working, it's going to make you work harder. Like be like your mates are working harder, as our parents will say, like comparing us to our mates. But honestly, look at people around you. They're working hard, work hard too, chase that dream, go hard. Yes. Hi, I'm Chidi, and we are on our way to Peckham Car Park, which is now Peckham Levels. Peckham Levels is essentially a group of spaces, including office spaces, creative studios, a yoga spot, a bar, an event space, pretty much everything a resident in Peckham would need, all in one space. Before that, it was an unused car park right next to Peckham Multiplex Cinema. I remember living here my whole life and thinking this cinema is great, but the car park is just useless. No one's doing anything with it. It's just taking up space. And now knowing that Peckham Levels exists, I'm so excited because it's just great to know that everything I need is just literally on my doorstep. In terms of me being a fashion designer myself, I live in quite a cramped house, and I feel like if you've got big dreams but a small house, nothing's gonna happen. But if you've got space, something can happen. So let's go down to Peckham Levels and see what we can find out about it.
Studios with outsides, opening one of the windows, and then
Yeah.
these sides will be where you have like your music.
So are these pillars going to sort of kind of be like dividers in a sense?
It's actually all the single studios. The idea was to build them the size of a car parking space, so to kind of keep the look and feel of the car park.
Really cool.
But actually, when you go in them, they're so much bigger than you expect. So these are the
Let's
first
see.
built.
Wow. This is actually bigger than my room. I'm not even lying. This is big. This has actually got radiator, window. Okay. This is really cool. This is actually quite a lot of space, because I imagine if I was, you know, a textile designer or something, or I'm a fashion designer, I'd need my table for the sewing machine, maybe like a rail for some of the garments I've already made, and then a corner for where I can keep my roll of fabric. And I think this is a lot of space for that alone. It's really good. This is so great. So cool. So cool.
So we've got 45 of these single studios.
Oh my
in total.
gosh. So are they all going to be of equal size, or there will be some that are larger than others?
Yeah, so there's 5 that are double that. So basically there's 5 that are, if you imagine that dividing, not being
Oh dear.
there's 5 that are
Wow, that's massive.
and
This
they're
is
just
really
located
good.
literally one level up.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's such a variety of people that apply for them, you know,
Yeah.
people making ceramics,
Yeah.
like you said, printing, artists, theatre companies. So it's, I mean, imagine this whole sort of level full of people working across different disciplines.
Yeah.
It's such a kind of
Even in terms of
interesting sort
networking as well, I think
Exactly,
it's really brilliant.
exactly.
Because it's almost like if you live with someone, right, your next door neighbour might be interested in something. But imagine your next door neighbour might be someone that's a printmaker or something. You're just here doing your textiles. You might even collaborate through that. I think it's brilliant. Just open up opportunities for people. I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah, I think it would be amazing.
I think it's gonna be really
Absolutely
cool.
amazing.
People of different ages, walks of life. You might even have students here as well. Because I was a fashion student myself, and I remember I needed so much space because I live in a really small house, and I remember struggling to even have a sewing machine on the table, and I'd always wished, imagine if there was a local space I could just use, just go down the road and do something. Now this exists. Now we can go back in time.
And as the applications coming in, I mean,
Yeah.
literally probably sort of 70% of the people that are applying are from Peckham. So
Yeah.
it's like going to be,
Which is
you know,
great.
perfect for the community.
Yeah.
And the need is so there, and it's hopefully something that will really kind of bring people together.
Yeah, Peckham is full of so many creative people. I feel like it's becoming this hub full of so many creatives, and I feel like
actually this sort of space is
yeah, it's such a great time as well for it to come up as well.
There's so many people working in their bedrooms, like you saying, in
Yeah.
their bedrooms in their tiny little
Yeah.
flats, thinking, God, I just need somewhere where I can
Yes.
grow my business.
Majority
grow my
of
ideas.
people that I know that are creatives and becoming more successful, they all started out in their bedrooms because you got to do something from somewhere. And I feel like now that we have this kind of space, it means that you can actually go for it. I feel like there is less of an excuse to not do something because you've got space around the corner. So go apply.
What a saleswoman.
So what about for the individual studios? Will it be a key system or like the card system as well?
So you've got, they're all individually locked.
This is really
but then,
cool.
Yeah. So you kind of feel safe within that space.
Yeah.
But then also, obviously, because of the access control, you kind of feel, safe in the knowledge that not everyone can just walk into this space. Mm-hmm. That's great.
It's really cool. This is so cool. I wish this existed when I was in uni, honestly.
You should apply. You can apply.
Yeah. I'm not in uni anymore, and
Yeah,
I'm not.
it's not just for university students. If you need a space, you apply. Honestly, the age range is from 18 to kind of like 65. Ceramics kind of kiln room in the corner there. This is a sort of print area. This will be, probably more studios here, and then studios all along that kind of that wall there.
This is so cool.
And again, all these corridors, workbenches, sofas, plants.
Yeah. It's gonna be sofas.
It's good, isn't it? And the floors stay like this, so you've got all the kind of signage.
Yeah. This is so cool. This kind of feels like, like if you convert a tree house into something really cool, it kind of feels like that. That kind of really cool novelty feeling. It's like, this is so cool.
Well, it hasn't been done, I mean, it's like such an interesting project.
I think it's such a brilliant idea.
To use, like you said, to use this space that's unused for something so kind of positive.
It's so useful as
impactful.
well.
Yeah.
Because I can even imagine having like photography studios here with the natural light alone. That would be epic. So epic. So many epic.
We're on level 3 now. So along here there'll be, into art, they're going into here, into this space here. There's a sound recording studio here, and sound rehearsal studios here. There's big double studios along that wall there. And then, like you said, photography studios.
So many studios.
Yeah,
this is
out
going
the
to be
back of the
epic.
room there.
Yeah.
And then we'll go up a level, and there's our co-work space, and we're offering a co-work space with 75 desks. And meeting rooms, so for people who kind of, working at home,
Yeah.
in any discipline, but, feel in a similar way that
Yeah.
working at home just isn't kind of constructive enough, so they want to
Yeah.
come somewhere where there's, there's other people working,
Yeah.
there's printers, there's internet,
Yeah, and even just working in a working environment
Exactly,
alone makes you feel more
exactly.
productive. Because me personally, if I want to work from home, I'm getting nothing done because I'm comfortable. But if I'm in an environment where everyone around me is working, I have no choice but just get to work.
So this is earmarked as an event space. So,
This whole kind of from wall to wall.
so basically from the ramp there
Yeah.
to this space here, this is
Wow.
all one sort of big
So
event
can
space.
people hire it out separately for whatever they want to do?
Yeah, they can. Yeah. So
Wow.
basically,
So if I want to have my 23rd birthday party here, can I hire this place to
yes,
do
you
that?
can. Yeah.
Okay. This is really cool. I like this. Lift goes ding, come out. Oh wow, this is so cool. Let me go up the stairs. No, this is actually really cool. I'm genuinely thinking of having a birthday party here. Like, this looks really wicked.
It'll be the first event, the launch
Yeah,
party
it actually
for
looks
your
sick.
birthday.
When's
It
your
looks
birthday?
sick. December.
Okay.
So
Be
it's
ready.
right after September when it's going to be available. Public access. Everyone come through. Peckham Levels birthday party. It's going to be sick.
Can we come?
Yes. What do you mean?
So as you can see, we're in the process of, painting all this, modernising the whole
Yep.
space. All this will be beautifully clean and white.
This is going to look amazing.
We've got the food retail here, offices
Yeah.
out the back, and then a couple of bars along here. Yoga in the back space.
Yeah.
So just imagine this is a kind of like
It's like everything you
new-
need in one place. You know,
It's just a
yoga.
new sort of new
alcohol.
venue for Peckham.
Yeah.
Really kind of come here.
And it does bring all the different kinds of people that live in Peckham together.
Exactly.
Because people do have very different interests, but I feel like this kind of space brings everyone together because, there's a lot of creative people that do love their yoga as well. I love my yoga, but I ain't got no space in my house to do it, so I'll come here.
Perfect.
This is brilliant.
So there's 5 offices out the back here for larger companies from about 15 to 30 people per office.
This is so great.
And then obviously the sort of pièce de résistance, the view.
Yes, can't forget that. This view genuinely is really nice
It's
though.
amazing, isn't it? So this will all be glazed, but all the windows will be open.
Yeah,
So
because
in the
imagine it's
summer-
like, summer evening, sunset going on, you enjoying your alcohol from the bar right there.
Exactly.
No, this is actually honestly really cool because all I'm envisioning is the summer sunsets that happen around like 7, 8 p.m. I can just see it going on over here, get my drink from the bar around the corner, enjoying my life. This is going to be so epic. And like everything is so close to Peckham Levels as well. I mean, you've got the shopping centre right there as well. Everything is within reach, buses around the corner, station around the corner. It's so convenient, honestly. I'm just excited to have my birthday party here, that's what I'm saying. I'm actually genuinely envisioning this.
So, what do you think about what you've seen today so far?
I'm honestly so happy about it because being someone that's lived in Peckham my whole life and having used this car park since forever, having gone to cinema all the time, it's great to see how much it's transformed because I remember for years this car park has just not been used for any reason whatsoever. It's just been kind of left, graffiti everywhere. People just don't know what to do about it because not many people use it. And now it's been turned to Peckham Levels where creative people like myself can have access to space. For me, that's really important and precious because I live in a house that isn't as large as my dreams are, unfortunately. So it means that I struggle and I limit myself and I can't do things that I would normally do. But knowing that this space exists and knowing that there are people like me who need this kind of space, it makes me feel like this creates more hope for people and it creates more encouragement for local people as well to be like, you know what, you got an idea, there's space, why don't you use this space? Execute your idea. There are people around you that have similar dreams, similar ideas as well. I think this works so much, networking, encouragement from fellow creatives as well. It's a brilliant cause, brilliant idea. I can't wait to see how it flourishes and grows. I'm definitely going to get myself a space and I'm definitely going to have my birthday party here as well. Just saying, you're all invited, yes?
So we've got 50 studio spaces in total. There's 45 single studios, like the ones we saw in the car park. And then there's 5 larger ones, which are like double studios for people who either like small teams who need a bit more space, but also probably for some people who like their work just like requires more space if they've got machinery or like particular stuff that they need to bring into their units. So there's 50 available. Yeah, there is a lot, and there's gonna be a lot of people in there. And so the applications for all that stuff is open at the minute. So we opened it at the start of March, and it's open until the 30th of April. So we're like trying to push people to apply now, get applications in, because we've already seen lots of people like applying for it, but we know there's a lot of people who would like really benefit from joining us who don't know about it yet or haven't finished their applications yet. So the small studio, the smaller ones, the single ones they're 12 square meters, and their normal price is they range about £250 a month. Yeah, so for a dedicated space like in the heart of Peckham with all the additional stuff around it, it's pretty good. We've also put aside a proportion of them though to be like subsidised to make them extra affordable. So we're calling those our supported spaces. So those, so we're going to have 10 of those studios offered at like discounted rates, and that's really to provide like an additional opportunity for like really like up and coming and emerging talent. So people who are super talented local people, but who aren't yet at the point where they'd be able to, you know, sustain the price of a full-time unit. So we've got
students as well.
Yeah, exactly. So like students, like really like emerging artists. I think really like we want to get as many like young people using the space as well. So maybe young people who are just starting out in their career. And so those are going to, 10 of them are going to be like half price, and 10 of them are going to be 80% off. So some of those, 5 are going to be 50%, 5 are going to be 80% off. So some of them will be starting from £50 a month.
I think it's a really good idea, honestly.
I think the other thing for the applications as well, so we're really keen for it to be something which like is as beneficial for like local people in the local community as possible as well. So one of the things when people are applying, one of the things that we're like looking at and trying to prioritise is people who like live and work in the local community already. And we've seen already in the applications we've got like half of them are from people who live like in Peckham, like really in the local area, and nearly all of them are from people, you know, from Southwark and the area kind of immediately around here. And I think that's super important, because I think, you know, supporting people who are part of the community already is really like beneficial, and it helps connect us up with everyone else who's kind of living and working around the area as well. Yeah, so I think that's it, right? There's a big part of it which is this creative workspace, which is place for creative people to work, to run their business from, to like learn and to work together. But there's also a big part of it which is about just being a new public space in Peckham. And I think again, there's a shortage of those spaces around Peckham which are like free, open public spaces where people can just like meet up and spend time. So yeah, there's going to be amazing like independent food businesses based there. We're going to have an events venue that can have like live music and host community events. There's going to be like wellness and fitness studios, some markets, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's about trying to like really invite everyone to just come and spend time inside. Like it's the kind of place which we want it to be a new public destination, like a new public space that people just come and spend time in and like hang out with their friends in. And hopefully that will also then create really cool opportunities for the creative people who are working there to actually showcase their talent to the public and kind of work with them as well. Anyone who's becoming a member of Peckham Levels takes part in something we call the Community Investment Scheme. So they, as part of their kind of the opportunity that they get from joining, they all also commit to using their time and their skills to kind of work positively in the community around them. So everyone from studio rental people to, you know, people running the event spaces will be investing their time into local projects. So that's like from an hour a week up to 4 hours a week of their time, where they can use all their skills to like, you know, work in training and like work experience programs, work with schools, work with local charities. And we think like when we've got so many talented people all contributing their kind of skills and their time into it, that we can create some really amazing projects and really support existing organisations and schools and people that need help in the community. But,
so for anyone who wants to apply?
So the application process, the first thing is to just go online to our website. So it's peckhamlevels.org. There's an application form on there. It's pretty simple to fill out. It's about 15 minutes probably to fill it out. It's just like, tell us who they are, tell us what their idea is and what kind of stuff they work on. There's a few questions about like what their plans are for the space, where they want to go, like what they want to use the opportunity for, and these questions around like what would you want to do in the community. So people can fill that out online. We also have been hosting events as well, so if people like want to come and get advice or help, suggestions about their applications, they can come along and meet us. So all the details of that's online as well. And then once people have applied through the online form, we're just like inviting people in to come and just like have a conversation with us, and we can find out a bit more about who they are and what they want to do. And yeah, applications are open until the end of the month. And we're not going to be like allocating any space, deciding who goes in until all the applications are in, they're closed, and then we'll start trying to match people up and figure out where they can fit.
So I've had a look at the space. I'm really excited about this. It's better than I imagined it would even be, and I already thought it was going to be sick, but now that I've seen how large the actual individual spaces are, this is so promising, because the space alone is bigger than my room, And in my room, I do everything. So imagine having a space so big that you can have a table, you can even have a sink to wash your slides if you're working in printmaking. There's so much room, so many possibilities. I feel like the fact that we even have this kind of open space where you don't have to be a member, but just to have that space to chill, that's brilliant, because I'm thinking of all the possibilities, you know. Let's say my friend's running late to meet me at the Peckham Rise station around the corner, and they're running about 20 minutes late. I can just go upstairs, chill in that space, have a coffee. You know, I think it's just great to know this is in Peckham as well. And the fact that the priority does go to Peckham residents means that, you know, you kind of get this sense of community and you feel like people do care about you. And just knowing that you have access to this creative space means that you have one less excuse to not follow your dream. I think knowing that there's space available, knowing that there's people like you who want to do things like what you're doing, it's so encouraging. There is no excuse not to go for it. So I feel like definitely apply for this. Uni students, you got discount on this, so you got no excuse to be saying that the tables are packed when you got Peckham levels, so go for it.